please don't listen to this unless you want a fresh perspective on how to grow your network marketing business and increase your income without doing all that weird, icky stuff from like 2007. Today is going to be a very no BS, no filter kind of episode. And I wanted to do this because one of the things that I practice as a business coach, along with my business partner Angie, is to own the shit out of your message. And if you don't have polarity in your message and you're not putting out there what you believe in, you got nothing. You're not going to stand out. People aren't going to know you. And so I am here today to just kind of give you the real deal on some quick do's and don'ts so you can actually start seeing results. I would say probably more than half of the clients that Angie and I work with are in network marketing, whether pursuing that as a full-time situation or, doing it more part-time. I personally have been in network marketing, so has Angie, and so we have a different perspective on the ways to effectively grow it. And I'm telling you right now, it's not what your network marketing company is teaching you. Why they're not teaching this? I've got my theories, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So the first thing I want to dive into is that oftentimes when you're in network marketing, when it comes to social media, your upline, the company, these trainings, they're like, get on social media and add more value. We hear this a lot, right? And you're sitting there as a newbie, as somebody who's never done an online business before, who's gotten no other training, and you're like, what the heck is value? What does that even mean? What does value mean? And it could really mean any number of things, right? What is valuable? That's such an intangible thing to throw around. It's such an easy cop-out, I almost feel like, an easy cop-out for your people who are supposed to be training you. Because honestly, I don't think they really know. I don't think they know. And if they're we've worked with a lot of gals who are like, oh my gosh, I was doing this myself. I had created a personal brand, but I didn't understand how I did it. I just did it intuitively. And so I had no idea how to teach it and pass it down to my team. And that is something that we see a lot in the network marketing space. So how do we begin to create this? Well, I think there's a couple of foundational pieces that are required in order to really start building a thriving business. Number one, you need to have a clear niche. You have to know the people that you are speaking to. So you have to know the ideal client that you want to serve. It's also important to understand what makes you different. What is your unique expertise that you bring to the table in your network marketing company? Is it that you have certain certifications? Maybe you're hormone certified and you know a lot about that. Or maybe you've had personal experience with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Or maybe, I don't know, there could be a million things. You can pull this in with your story. You can pull this in with some kind of learned certification. Or maybe you've just been really, really into learning about a certain topic and you've consumed tons of podcasts and you are, in a sense, the research expert in this arena. Well, all of those things can be how you begin to add more value, and it can be the foundation from which you build underneath. Because we really want to ask, right now, if you go to your own social media platforms, are you being the distributor, the unique presenter, the beach body coach, the isogenics lady, or are you being the go-to expert in your niche? Are you being a thought leader? Are you being that person that people come to because they want to be around somebody who's extremely knowledgeable in business and in health? Which one are you being currently? Well, if you feel like you're being that distributor or salesperson, or you feel like you might be hiding behind the company's identity, which happens a lot. I know it's scary. I know it is freaking scary to step out in your own social media platform and not hide behind company promos or company copy, swipe copy. When you copy and paste the different things that they've got going on. I know it can feel scary to just be like, I'm the expert in this. I just decided today I'm going to be the expert. I'm not saying just throw around that you're the expert, but if you're passionate about a specific thing, start talking about it. Start sharing that with your social media platforms, and you will begin to attract that ideal client. Let's say, for example, one of the women who we work with, she is 45. She works with Unique and she does extremely well. She is a top presenter with Unique. And instead of just posting all of the different Unique promotions and posting different pictures of this eyeshadow and that mascara, she has really taken a step back and said, okay, what makes me different? What makes me unique, right? She's like, okay, I want to help women who are 35 plus who really want to feel youthful again. And her whole thing is really, or it began over this last year of working with her and coaching her, it began with wanting to help women feel more youthful. And so we really took a look at that, and it's really evolved quite a bit. And I think it's still a big piece of what she does, but underneath that, if your main thing is helping women look more youthful and feel more youthful and have their skin be youthful, right? What are some things underneath that that you would create content around? If that is the problem that you solve for women who are 35 plus who are wanting to feel more youthful, you can talk about different supplements that you love and use. So she would get on live video and talk about, I love waking up in the morning and drinking water with cayenne pepper, apple cider vinegar, and lemon because it does this, this, and this, and it helps detox the body and helps make the skin look more vibrant and more youthful. She would also talk about hormones. This is something she's getting into a lot right now, and as women age 35 plus, they have some issues with hormones. So that's another big thing that she's bringing to the table, talking about with her audience, and they freaking love it. And the cool thing about this is she's positioned herself as the expert in the industry for that specific arena. People reach out to her and they're just like, how do I work with you? How do I do this? How do I do that? Maybe they're not necessarily looking for help with their health and fitness. So instead, maybe they're like, you know what, you inspire me. I want to be like you. And then she's able to have them join her network marketing team. Or maybe they say, your skin looked amazing in that video and I really loved your eyeshadow. What did you use? And she's able to then refer them to a product. And so she's still selling, still promoting this particular company, but she's doing it in an indirect way, in a way that feels way more authentic for her and has helped her double her income. Okay? It has helped her double her income. This is not just like my theory. This is like, it's tangible, it works. This is how it goes down. Now, let's say you maybe wanted to niche down into bikini competitors. Maybe you want to train people who are specifically in their off season, who are struggling to maintain their physique between bikini competitions. And maybe these women are struggling with severe adrenal fatigue. Maybe they have adrenal fatigue and thyroid problems and hormone issues from all of the extremes that they've had to go to in order to diet down and get to a certain body fat percent. So if you were niched down and targeting and getting on live video and creating content for those bikini fitness competitors in their off season, what are some things that you would talk about? You could talk about adrenal repair. You could talk about hormone health. You could talk about thyroid. You could talk about the mental aspects of maybe having slightly disordered eating disorders, that people go to extremes and they just get into that state of, I don't care, I have to win. They get obsessive, and sometimes eating disorders can be created from competing. So that could be a whole thing that you niche down to. And guess what? If you do that, you become the go-to person for that topic. And I've shared this with my clients, but I'm like, guys, you've got to realize you either want to be a network marketer or somebody who's selling product or somebody who's like flying below the radar, or you're really serious about entrepreneurship and you want to take this thing all the way to the top, to the point where you become a known expert in a specific field for a specific topic, and people come to you because they know that you're the go-to resource. So we've got to decide. If you want to be the person that gets invited on podcasts, that gets asked to speak on stage, now maybe you're like, oh my God, I would never do that, I freak out, like speaking on a podcast. Guys, it's not that unreasonable. Like if you want to grow a personal brand, which is what I'm really encouraging you to do, this is where it all begins. This is where it all begins. I remember I was listening to a podcast episode from Social Media Examiner, and they were talking about how the people that they invite on stage, the only way you can get to be a speaker on stage at their conference is if you've written a book on your specific topic, be it YouTube or Instagram or whatever your platform is, or you are the be-all, end-all, go-to expert on that topic. Because they're not just going to pull up Joe Schmo who kind of sort of likes hormone health, but also really loves talking about fitness, but also really loves talking about oils, and also really loves, no, if you want to become the go-to expert, really narrow down and become that person. So that's what I'm talking about. In terms of creating value, it really begins with knowing your avatar, knowing your niche, knowing your expertise. Not being creative and being like, I want to create live videos, but I don't know what to talk about. If you're having a quote-unquote creativity block, it is really a not knowing your avatar problem. Okay? It is a not knowing your avatar problem. When you know your avatar, content will pour out of you because you will know exactly what they need to hear from you today. Number 2, if you're in network marketing, I want you to realize that you are in sales. You're in sales. But don't freak out, because every single entrepreneur, every single person who has an online business is in sales. And I don't really understand why so many companies are trying to, in a sense, trick people into thinking they're not in sales by being like, you're not selling, you're just sharing, or you're just inviting. You're not selling. Yeah, you freaking are. It is sales. But the beautiful thing that they are missing is that if they just freaking called it sales and explained and actually taught how to go through a sales process without being aggressive and icky and awkward and inauthentic and saying shit that you would not normally say as a human, everyone would be more successful and it wouldn't have a bad rap. That's my opinion. One woman's opinion. But it's sales. We do not need to approach sales, though, with such a masculine energy. And the real deal is most of the people in network marketing are women. And most of these sales scripts that these women are using were written by men. They were written by men. And so these women take these masculine style scripts and they're like, I would literally never say that. So we run into a problem. Realize that sales is simply you're identifying a problem in the market, a problem that someone has. You are getting clear about what that is, and you are presenting a solution for their problem. Why is that so scary? This kind of confuses me. Why is that such a scary thing to say, I have a cut on my knee. Oh, here's a Band-Aid. 25 cents, please. Problem solved. They had a problem, you had a solution, it was a tangible product, you fixed them. You helped them. If you go to a restaurant, you're like, I have a problem, and my problem is I'm hungry and I want to eat some food and I don't freaking want to make it myself. I want to go out, I want to be waited on. Obviously, you're going to pay. When you sit down at a restaurant, you expect that the server is going to give you a menu and there's going to be a price tag next to every single one of those food items. You go to a gym, you know you have to pay for the membership. You buy anything, it's a business. If you have a business, there's an exchange of income. There's buying and selling happening. It is sales. But sales doesn't need to be so freaking scary. And so we've really got to start looking at sales with a more feminine energy that you're genuinely helping people. You're not trying to trick them into purchasing something that they don't want. You're not being manipulative. I think that's why people get so scared about calling it sales, because they are afraid that if they call it sales, then that means they are trying to get one over on somebody. That's the used car salesman who's just gonna sell you garbage, overcharge you for it, and run away with all your money. And I know you guys, I know you network marketers, that's not what you're about. You love your product or the programs that you sell. You're passionate about it. You have personal story and personal experience with those products and programs. And so absolutely get on sales calls with people and help them and be the coach. Be the coach first. Every time you get on a call, approach it as being the coach already, as if they've already signed up with you, and help them to better understand, as well as you better understand, what they're struggling with and how you can provide a solution for them. And if you genuinely take the time to listen to what people have to say, to get really, really nitty-gritty, peeling back the layers with them about what they're really struggling with, you will know by the end of the conversation whether or not your product, program, or service is actually the right fit for them, or if maybe it's not. So if you are selling somebody a HIIT workout and they go on a whole thing about how they've had herniated discs and they've been in all these different car accidents, if you're really listening and doing your job as a coach, you're not going to suggest the HIIT workout for them. You're going to be smart enough to say, clearly this person should not be doing some really intense plyometric jump training because they're probably going to hurt their back. So if you approach sales from a place of genuinely wanting to help people solve their problem, it's not icky. It's not pushy. Do not approach the sales conversation with the idea that you have to close the sale. That's not your goal. Your goal is to help them solve a problem. Maybe it's something that you say on the call that helps them. Maybe it's the program or product that you're going to provide. Either way, you're not going to lose if they say no or if you realize that it's not a good fit for them. So that's my spiel on sales. This third piece is strategy. Okay? We have to talk about strategy. I work with people across the board in Isogenic, Beachbody, Advocare, Unique, different oil companies, Young Living, doTERRA, and it's so, Arbonne, so fascinating to me how every single company has their own systems, their own strategies, their own beliefs about what's the best way to grow a network marketing business. But the craziest part about all of it is that they're all different, and they are almost all of them convinced that their way is the only way. And this gets me a little bit crazy because there's literally, that's not real. That's not a real thing. There's a million different ways that you can grow an online business. Just even within the things that Angie and I teach, some of our students take these 4 things and use it and are very successful. Other students take these 4 and they're very successful over here. You don't always need all the things. And, some people, they want to monetize and grow their online visibility with YouTube. Some people want to rock the crap out of Facebook Live. Other people, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much success on Instagram because I really love taking pictures and I love being on there. Other people love video. Other people love writing and they've been blogging for years and they're having a ton of success there. Like, there's no one right way, and you could do an infinite number of combinations between the things and an infinite number of ways to position yourself. Like, there are some people who do not even get online video, who just create content behind the scenes, put it in Facebook ads, create funnels, sell all of it. People opt in at the Facebook ad, they see the freemium, they see the first baby offer, and boom, they're off and running. Like, there's literally an infinite number of ways to make money online and to monetize your message. So we need to take a look at some of these old school strategies that are being taught within network marketing companies. How many of you right now feel like you are doing the thing that the company's telling you to do, and you have seen results in the past, but it's not really working anymore, and you're feeling burnt out, and if you have a family or you have people in your life, they're like, dude, get off your phone. Like, why are you always on your phone checking your messages? If you're feeling like you're completely burnt out, I want you to know that there is another way to grow and reach more people. And it really goes back to that first piece of building a personal brand. If you can build a personal brand and become visible in the online space and get on my video and talk about things that matter to people, you are going to position yourself as an expert. And that, my friends, is how you are going to be able to get people to inbox you and message you. It starts with that. So in terms of strategy, if you are in that place right now where you are working crazy amounts of hours, you're spending your whole power hour or whatever your company calls it to literally just add friend, inbox, and you're spinning your wheels and you're not really seeing results and you're just like, this isn't even fun anymore. I don't even want to sit down at my computer and do this. This is why am I doing this? There's got to be a better way. You're right, there is. And we have to talk about, is what you're doing right now, is this method that you're using, even though they've been passing it down all the uplines, even though you've been teaching it to your team, do you actually believe that this strategy is sustainable? Is this something that you feel like you can sustain for the next year? For the next 2 years? What about the next 5 years? What about in 10 years? When do you feel like this strategy is no longer going to work? Because some of these things, when they were first figured out, they were really, really successful and people had crazy results. And so they told their friends, who told their downline, who told their downline, and then all of a sudden everyone was doing it and now it's not working anymore. Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about not getting romantic about certain strategies, and I think that he's absolutely on point with that. God, there were things that I used to do that worked really well. Like I remember back in 2014, I started running Facebook ads, and I would put like $5 to a random picture with a quote, a little thing about whatever, a little tiny blurb. My copy was nothing special, and I would get, from that $5, like 10 new people reaching out to me, and I'd probably close 3 to 5 of them. So I would make a few $100 by spending 5. And it was freaking beautiful. I mean, talk about making a return on your investment. Well, 6 months after that, I tried to do the same thing and it bombed. It bombed so hard and it did not work at all because Facebook had changed their algorithm. They had changed the way that ads were set up. So if you wanted to pay to play, you had to put in a lot more money. Gotta stay with the time. So if what you're doing right now is not working and you're feeling crazy, burnt out, you've got to restructure the way that you are running your business. And I know that's freaking scary. I know that that means you might have to go and learn some new information. I know that that means you may need to tell your team, everything that I taught you, it doesn't work anymore. And I know how scary that is. I know how scary that is. But you've really just gotta, you've got to be honest. You've got to lead with integrity and be that authentic person that's transparent about what isn't working. Because I find that there's such a big elephant in the room with network marketers. They don't want to talk about it. Everyone is struggling. Their majority of people are feeling super burnt out, super inauthentic in the way that they're posting on social media, in the way that they are, inviting new people or reaching out to new people. And when they go to their upline and say, I don't know if this is for me, man, I'm feeling crazy burnt out, they're just told, go do more personal development. It's your mindset. It could be a bit of mindset and confidence, but it's also that these strategies really don't work anymore. And if it's not feeling authentic to you, trust that part of your gut and know that there's a better way. And it's so interesting too, because I'll talk to different network marketers and I'll get on the phone with them and they're like, all right, I really want to, my goal is to, finally reach this next rank. That's my goal. Because when I hit this next rank, I'm going to be making buku bucks. I'm going to make all this money. It's going to be amazing. But when I ask them, like, how much money do you think you're going to be making? Or, based on your compensation plan, what do you need to have in team volume in order to make that residual income? And 9 times out of 10, people have no idea. 9 times out of 10, in the hundreds of people that I've talked to, they don't know. This is a huge freaking problem. If you are in network marketing and you have no idea what it takes to make $1,000 a week by, not from commissions, but from team volume, there's a missing training. You need to go back and take a look at that, because if that's your goal on paper and you think by hitting a rank that you're going to just magically make this money, that's not how it works. One of my good friends, she's one of the top people in one of the companies I mentioned before, and she was highly recognized, highly looked to, had one of her best years on paper, but was completely out of alignment with taking care of herself, completely out of alignment with being present for her family, and was only making like $300 a week. Well, how does that make any sense? Here's why. Because being a top presenter or a top coach doesn't necessarily mean that you're a top earner, because it's a different strategy. If your strategy is to go for recognition, hats off to you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to make the money that all the other people at that rank or level are making, because that's not how network marketing works. Now, the other thing that really tends to happen is, you're running around, you're doing all of these things. Everything that you are doing is exactly what your upline is telling you to do, and yet you're not seeing a change in your business. Well, of course, in part, it's just business, and businesses take time to grow, for sure. But I feel like a lot of newbies, they've maybe never done any kind of business before, and so they are like, all right, cool, this is how you grow business. So they're drinking all the Kool-Aid, they're like all in on this company. And then they're sitting there going, there's something wrong with me. What is wrong with me that I'm not able to grow this? It must be because I'm not a good enough leader. It must be because I'm not as interesting as that one over there, that other girl. And all of a sudden, instead of having a business and a community that helps you feel empowered, suddenly the individual feels like a failure. They're internalizing a failure if they're not hitting a rank or if they're not getting a sale. And that can be really, really challenging. And honestly, I think that's why a good amount of people leave network marketing before they've even given it a genuine shot, because they're just not getting what they need. They're not getting what they need from their upline. They're not getting what they need from the company. And, when you're taking an everyday person, random Joe Schmo, and you're going, hey, you liked that shake that I had you try? Want to be an entrepreneur? Like, if we really step back and look at that, because this is the next part of, for those of you who are struggling and feel like you're dragging your team and you're chasing them down, and like you're the mama bird and you've got all these broken birds and you're taking care of everybody and no one is producing, and you're like, what is wrong with me? Like, am I just the worst leader ever? I've heard this from so many people. Pretty much every single person that I've worked with who's in network marketing at some point has gone through this. So you're not alone. But they're sitting there going, how can I better train my team? How can I be a better leader? I'm helping people get healthy and fit. I'm helping them learn about these products. And then I'm introducing them to this amazing life-changing opportunity. Except that we're not acknowledging the very obvious fact that not everybody is cut out for entrepreneurship. Not everyone is cut out for entrepreneurship. There's nothing wrong with you as a leader. Sure, there might be things that you can improve on. I think there's always things for all of us to improve on. But I don't think you should just chalk it up to the fact that you suck. I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that not everybody's cut out for this. Just like not everybody is meant to be an actor, and not everybody is meant to be an engineer, and not everybody is meant to be a carpenter. Like, we all have our own unique strengths, and entrepreneurship definitely is its own beast. It's definitely its own trade. I think you have to have really thick skin. You have to be really hungry for it, and there has to be a strong passion, and as the network marketers like to say, a big why behind why you are building this business. And I think it has to be bigger than just like, I need to do this for my family. I think that it's just like, you either have it in your gut or maybe you don't. I don't know. And I think sometimes if you maybe feel like you don't have it in your gut, it could just be because that vision has not been awakened to you yet. You don't necessarily see the possibility and the potential, which is something that I feel really passionate about helping people uncover, who are kind of like, is this for me? Is it not for me? Am I ready for this? I'm just like, dude, this is what's possible. This is what's over here if you really put in the work. So that's what I'm passionate about. But I want you guys to realize, like, it's not your fault if you feel like you're dragging your team. And this last piece is, I want you to take a look at the long-term vision. What is your long-term vision for your online brand, for your business? Is it that you want to be a well-known business coach? Is it that you want to be a health and wellness coach? Or maybe it's that you want to be the top Isagenix earner. That's what you want. In the next 10 years, you still want to be known as that person, and that's okay. I just think it's important for you guys to individually assess for yourself, what is your long-term vision? If you're in Beachbody, is your vision to be a 15-star diamond coach? Is that what you want? If you're in Unique, is it that you want to be a unique Black presenter? And that for you, that's your vision, and you do not want to let go of that. That is your vision. That is your purpose. That is what you want to put out into the world and accomplish. That's cool. If your vision is not to be a top network marketer, that's absolutely fine too. And a lot of these companies, they're very black and white about either you're all in or you are out. And I just don't think that's the case. I really don't. So many of the women who we work with have recognized that they really friggin' hate building a team because they feel like they're always dragging people. They have zero passion for being a business coach, and they are crazy passionate and super talented at helping people with their health and wellness, helping them learn how to embrace the gym and lift like a freaking boss and get rid of the cardio machines. Ladies stay on cardio. Or maybe they're obsessed with helping people balance their hormones. Or maybe they are obsessed with helping people overcome eating disorders. If that is something that lights you on fire and makes you feel purpose every single day, and right now maybe you're even doing that on the side in addition to your network marketing company, I want you to realize that, like, here's the deal. With network marketing, the only way you make money is if you build a team. So if you have literally zero interest in building a team, you may want to consider thinking about creating some additional streams of income. And even if your big passion is to build a team and you love that, I still think having other sources of income is just a smart thing to do as a business owner and as an entrepreneur. Most business owners have multiple streams of income because, and maybe not right away, you start with one and then you build, right? Just like anything, you start with one, you make it successful, move on to the next. But the thing is, for those of you guys who are maybe you are really amazing at sales and you're also in network marketing, why can't you create some kind of additional training on the side, maybe charge $50 and have it separate from your network marketing company? If somebody's on your team, they get it for free. If they're not, they have to purchase it, and you can sell this cool sales training on the side. Or maybe you are an incredible graphic designer. We've worked with graphic designers, photographers, and I'm like, ladies, you guys could be helping so many people on your network marketing teams, and in addition, people who are not on your immediate team. And you could be making this another stream of income just by creating these trainings. Maybe you are incredible at organization and you have the most beautiful mapped out templates for your team, the most beautiful to-do list organizers, you've got systems and stuff up the wazoo. People would kill for that. People want that. And if you can take a step back and realize that, yeah, people would be definitely willing to pay for it, even if your team is totally not realizing that they are being served up on a silver platter and you're giving them all this amazing training, seriously, take this stuff and you can monetize it. You can monetize it. There's so many other things that you could be doing. Let's say you're a really amazing fitness or health coach, right? Maybe you've got some great certifications that you did prior to getting into network marketing, or maybe you're a personal trainer. If you can sit down and make some, let's say, challenge group templates, like I know Advocare runs online challenges, Beachbody coaches run online challenges. I think in Isogenics they do it as well, but in some bigger groups. Well, listen, if you have specific template information that you can give people and kind of give them like a DIY type of a thing, like done for you templates that they can just literally take, change around the wording a little bit, make it their own, and use it to train their clients, there is a market for that. No, I'm not a huge fan of the done for you stuff. I think it's great. You know, I'm saying for those of you who are health coaches, you may not want to buy something like that because you want to put your own stamp on it. But a lot of times people have literally no idea where to begin and what a good challenge or what a good online group would even look like. So it might be really cool for you as somebody who's an expert in that area to create some content and package it and sell it to people so they can start using that as the bones and as the framework for their online accountability groups. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. And my goal in making this was really to just hopefully give you some insight on some other ways that you can reframe making money in network marketing, open your eyes to the power of creating a personal brand, help you realize that sales is really not that scary, give you some insight on why, coming up with new strategies or learning new strategies from experts outside your network marketing companies is so freaking important for the longevity of your business, why you're not a freaking failure if you feel like you're dragging your team, and I really wanted to help you ask some really important questions about the long vision of your business, because I know that this is not something that most network marketing uplines are going to ask you because they want you to stay on their team forever. So I'm here as like the less biased authority, I guess, on this, or the less biased thought leader, or I don't know, friend person that's just throwing these ideas at you. Just something for you to think about. I'll stay on for a couple minutes. If you guys have any quick questions or thoughts about any of this, I would love to hear from you. Post them below. And if you guys, I just want to say, if you're not already inside the Facebook group Health Coaches Make Bank, I run that group with my business partner, Angie Lee. We post lots of awesome trainings in there on sales, marketing, finding your niche, getting on live video, all that fun stuff every single week. So if you're not in there, head over to healthcoachesmakebank.com. It'll redirect you to the Facebook group. And if you guys have not already seen the details for the WELLPRENEUR Business Academy, this is a 15-week coaching program that Angie and I run. And it is for network marketers and health coaches who are just going through certifications, who are ready to start monetizing their online businesses and go from broke to bank, who want to learn how to master social media marketing, who want to learn how to understand sales and the power of persuasion, who want to really master email marketing, freemiums, lead magnets, Facebook ads, YouTube, the whole shebang. We take you through. We bring on guest experts as well, money mindset experts, YouTube experts, some top industry people who honestly you would not be able to get a random one-on-one call with them, and they would probably charge you thousands of dollars just to ask your question. So that's all included inside the group. Inside the program, you get those live Sunday night Zoom calls with Angie and I, and also with our guest experts every couple weeks. So really, really cool program. Once you're enrolled, you will be added to the Facebook group and you get instant access to some of the modules, the sales modules, all of the orientation content, and some bonus information as well on mindset and money mindset. So if you want information about that, head to wellpreneurbusinessacademy.com. I will link that up for you. So again, I'll see you inside the Facebook group, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.